Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children. In last session, we have discussed how to write data into a binary file. Today, in this session, we will discuss how to read data from a binary file and how, while reading data from a binary file, what are the exceptional handlings that we are going to use. Reading data from a file. Reading data from a binary file, we call it as untitled, which means we are going to reconstruct the object. To read data from the file using load function of the pickle module as it would unpickle the data coming from the file. The syntax is pickle.load of file handler. For example, pickle.load of film, the file that you are going to associate that file handle you have to give here. Here, while reading your file, you may raise some exceptions. That is, you may get some errors while you are reading your file. So, how to handle those exceptions while you are reading from the file? Pickle.load function would raise EOS error, that is a runtime exception when you reach the end of the file while reading from the file. So to handle that EOS error or a runtime exceptions, we have two methods we can rectify it. One using the try and except block, the other one using with statement. In try and except blocks, try and except statement can handle runtime exceptions. In try block, that is between your try and except keywords, you have to write the code that generate an exception, and in except block, below the except keyword, you have to write the exception, that is the end of file has occurred. So here, under your try block, write the pickle.co load statements and other processing statements. That is, if it does not have any error, we are going to run that code successfully. If any error occurs, any exceptions occurs, the control will be shifted to your except block. Write the code for what to do when EOS exceptions has occurred. So when an error, that is runtime error occurs, we have to write the code in this block. The second one is with statements. The syntax for with statement is with file name followed by the file name and as file handle. Use pickle.load here in this block, and we are going to give some file manipulation statements also we are going to write in this block. The above with statements will automatically close the file after the nested block. Even if the exception, a runtime error occurs before the end of the block, the with statement will handle it and it closes the file. There is no need for an exception here. Directly, the with statement will close the block if an exception occurs. Now we will discuss how to read from your file. Write a program to open a file created and display the student records stored in it. Already in write method, we have stored some information into the file that we are going to read those records from the file using your load import pickle, and we are going to reconstruct the object. So we need what type of value that we have stored. So that for that reconstructor or the original object, we are going to store in a STU dictionary. Fin is a file handle and it has been associated with stu.dat, and we are opening the file in RB, that is in read mode. So to read from the file. So here we have used try and except. So in child, if no such errors occurs or no runtime errors is there in the sense, we are going to process that block successfully. If any runtime error occurs, we are going to execute the except block print, that is whatever the contents that we are going to display here while of true, that is here stu equal to pickle dot load of fin. Fin is associated with stu dot dat. We are going to read the contents from stu dot dat, that is we are going to reconstruct the objects that we have stored in the form of bytes, and those objects we are going to store in a dictionary in STU. After we are storing in a dictionary, we are printing those values. If any such error occurs when we are reading from the file, the except clause will be executed, that is fin.close. Once the successful completion of your program, we are going to close the file. Now we'll execute. Here you can notice that two files we have, two records of information we have read successfully from the file. No such errors occurs. So those two records we have read, that is we have used your load method and we have read the record successfully and we have displayed into the output. Thank you, children.